Hello, my beautiful Pisces. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today, staying warm if it's cold in your area like it is mine. It is really freezing here in the Midwest. If you don't know who I am, I'm Brandy, and this is Sacred Arcana Tarot. Let's get to your reading. I've already shuffled the cards, so let me lay them out and then we'll get started. And just so you know, this is a general monthly kind of check-in reading just to see what kind of energies are coming in, what Spirit has to say, if he has any messages, which obviously, oh man, Spirit's definitely got some messages. Ooh, okay, and then we have the Five of Cups on the bottom. Pisces, my goodness. Pisces, it looks to me like if these two cards were upright, I would say you have some big choices to make in March. But since they're not, you do have a lot of reversals, my goodness. Over half of the reading is reversals. So you've definitely got some blockages, Pisces, for the month of March that Spirit wants you to work on. So let's start here. This is your current self. If this was upright, I would say this is that moment where you're looking out. You know you have a choice between, do I stay where I am in my comfort zone, or do I take that leap of faith and head out into the wild world where she's looking? With this being in reverse though, it's like you're fearful of taking that next step. It's like you don't believe in yourself enough to think that you can take that next step and it allow you to go where you want to go. You're having kind of like an insecure moment, like, you know, you think everybody else can do it, everybody else has this abilities, but I don't. So Spirit wants you to really take a moment and realize that you do have the capabilities. In whatever endeavor you choose to do, you can do it. Now, this could also mean being stuck in the past, as we can all get sometimes, especially if we see someone that we used to date or something triggers a memory. We can kind of get stuck looking backwards instead of looking forwards. So let's look at the second one. The second one is your theme of the month. And boy, oh boy, that's a good theme to have. King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is someone who has, and he's been coming up a lot. So there's definitely been an energy of really taking the reins of your money, your abundance, your ability to build that abundance and wealth. Not just with you, Pisces, but just across the board. He's been showing up. But you're the first one to get him as the theme for the month. So I would say Spirit wants you to really hone those skills of learning how bountiful your abilities are. Whatever you set your mind to, you can do. This is a man who has built his fortune. He has built his dream home. He's built his dream life. He has the family he wants. He has the spouse he wants. I mean, he's content. He's very happy. And he's reached kind of a sage status. So he's, you know, almost like a mentor, like a wise old owl kind of stage. You know, where you go to him for advice and say, hey, look, I've got a couple of choices. If you were in my shoes, what would you do? This is that energy. Someone who's been there, done that, and they can now pass on their knowledge and their tricks, their, you know, little tips and tricks that can help someone so they don't make as many mistakes or it take as long for them as it did this King of Pentacles here. So that's your theme. Really embrace your ability to create the life that you want. And he's very comfortable where he's at. I mean, he's worked hard for what he's gotten. And he knows that no matter what happens, he's built it once, he can build it again. So don't let fear hold you back from doing what you really want to do. You can build it and you can make it happen. Absolutely. So let's look at number 3. Number 3 is a key goal to pursue. Pisces, you need to step out and be acknowledged for your abilities. This is a woman who is on stage. She You know, she's celebrating her victory. I always see it as like a singing competition for whatever reason. And everyone is celebrating her success, right? So the spotlight's on her. So you need to really work on getting rid of the self-doubt that you're holding on to and stepping into that vibrant, fiery, creative energy that's inside of you so that you can be the best Pisces that you can be. This is someone that doesn't hold back. She goes for what she wants. She doesn't overthink the situation. She just sees an opportunity and she takes it. So be mindful of that. Definitely work on pursuing getting yourself into the spotlight instead of being kind of like a wallflower where you get things done and people know that you're there, but if they asked about you, they'd be like, well, yeah, I think she's here, right? You know, it really is that wallflower kind of image that I'm getting where the person is just standing against the wall and people are walking by her. They know she's there, but she could be one of 1,000 other people. You know, she's not standing out. This woman is standing out. No one can get her confused with anyone else. Okay, so let's look at number 4. An obstacle to overcome. Ho, you have the 7 of Wands. I almost said 7 of Wands. You have the 7 of Swords reversed. Okay, so normally this card deals with deceit. Like the people around you are trying to lie to you and deceive you and, you know, keep things hidden from you or steal from you. With it being upside down, especially with the rest of these cards, it feels more like you're lying to yourself. It's like you're lying and denying who you really are to yourself. You're not being honest with yourself here. You may even be lying to other people, whether you mean to or not. I don't want you to feel like I'm saying you're purposely misleading people. But it's that feeling, for me, with this overall reading, it's that feeling of someone who downplays their abilities so that other people can shine, or letting other people take credit for their own work. Like knowingly not standing up and saying, no, you know what? I was the one that wrote that report. I was the one that, you know, saw that discrepancy within the report, not Joe, Jim, whoever. It was me. And instead, you're just letting, by not saying anything, that is a form of lie. You're lying by omission, okay? So Spirit definitely wants you to work on lying to yourself, feeling like you have that imposter syndrome. So maybe you are really successful, but deep down you feel like you shouldn't be. And geniuses and people that are like actors who are really prevalent and very successful have all said that they have struggled with imposter syndrome at one point in their career and in their lives. You're not alone in this if that's what you're feeling. That you're really, really successful and you're like, I don't know why I'm so successful. I don't understand why people celebrate me the way they do. Spirit is saying, whatever you do, do not get stuck in that. So if you're lying to yourself, stop lying to yourself. Remember, Spirit wants you to really hone that ability to build and manifest your abundance. And if you hold back, if you lie to yourself and say you can't do it, or if you feel like you're not as good as you think you are, or as good as other people think you are with imposter syndrome, then you're not able to fully embrace the King of Pentacles energy. So be very careful of that, Pisces. Okay, so let's look at card number 6. Wow, 6. I mean, Spirit wants me to go here. It's card number 5. This is a major accomplishment. Now this is interesting. The 2 of Cups reversed. That is really, really interesting because I think of Cups, especially 2 of Cups, as very auspicious love card, right? So it's when almost like when the soulmates meet, they're like, oh. But this can mean, with it being reversed, it can mean emotional blockages, not being open to receive someone else's love, maybe even some kind of separation. Instead of coming together, you're coming apart. With it being in the major accomplishment for the month of March, this is telling me that this is something that I think you've overcome recently. Almost like in the Celtic cross spread, the recent past. This is what this feels like to me. It could be that you are really working on opening yourself for love. If you haven't been working on it, Spirit wants you to work on it in March. Because if you cannot open yourself to love, whether it's self-love or any other kind of love, you're not gonna get anywhere. Especially with self-love, you've got to love yourself before you can love other people. Because you're only gonna get back what you project. So if you project someone that's needy, someone that is with the imposter syndrome, or someone who doesn't truly trust themselves, then you're going to get someone who's most likely going to exhibit the same signs, but it's going to be like jealousy, anger, nervousness. It's not going to be a good relationship. So you've got to work on yourself. So for this, I would say, if you haven't been working on it, work on that. And if you can accomplish that in March, Spirit says, yeah. Now let's go to number 6. Okay, so number 6 is what to avoid. In this case, it's the Knight of Cups. And he's reversed. Are you missing the signs, Pisces? Are you closing your heart off before it has a chance to get hurt? Are you not being open to love? Are you purposely choosing partners that you know are not going to stay? So maybe the players, the people that aren't looking for relationships. That way you can kind of deflect the blame onto them instead of being able to take account of your own actions within the relationship. Spirit wants you to be very mindful of your emotions. Be mindful of how you treat yourself, how you treat others, how you view yourself, especially within the context of love. I mean, this feels, with it being upside down, kind of like a type of stagnation where you're doing different things to purposely shoot yourself in the foot, right? So you're dating the wrong people. You're dating the right people, but you're breaking it off. That kind of thing. You're keeping yourself in a state of limbo when it comes to love. So you're not able to progress on your journey to really get the partnership that you deserve. Even though it feels like you don't think you deserve a good partnership. It feels like you believe that this kind of love and partner is only for other people, not for you. So you definitely need to work on that. You definitely work on this, getting rid of the negative energy blockages when it comes to the heart and when it comes to love. I think you definitely need to work on your heart chakra in the month of March. Okay, so let's look at number 7. What to embrace. You have the devil upside down. That's not too bad. So it looks like Spirit is saying you definitely need to embrace, say no. Maybe even hell no. This definitely kind of has that feel of hell no. You're able to finally release yourself from these negative thoughts, these negative behaviors that you've kind of fell into. That feels very comfortable. So instead of grasping his hand when he reaches out to you, you slap it away and you're like, no. I don't think so, Devil Daddy. You got to go. So Spirit recognizes that on some level you know that you've got to stop doing and thinking of yourself in these ways. Deep down you realize that you've got to change your behavior and how you view yourself and how you emotionally take care of yourself. Because emotionally you're not there. You're not giving yourself the love that you deserve and you need. Okay, so let's look at number 8, which is the 7 of Pentacles reversed. Where to find support. This is kind of an interesting card to find at where to find support. Normally, this is kind of a card of not exactly rest, but more like a pause. When you're watching what you have worked on. So the fruits of your labor has begun to show, and you're just watching it grow. With it being in reverse, it has the feeling of impatience. You think things should be happening a lot sooner. On the other hand, maybe you feel like it's never going to happen anyway, so you just go ahead and give up and just get rid of your plants and your, the beginning pentacles and the roots of your abundance. You just get rid of them. So this tells me that to look for support, you've got to realize that things don't always occur on your timeline. Other people have lives too. And if you come to someone and you ask for support and they're not able to give you the type of support that you need or want, don't hold it against them. I mean, this feels like you already have issues with self-love. So, I mean, this feels like when someone tells you no, or when someone says, hey, you know what, I don't have the time, I can't do that for you, then this almost feels like a slap in the face to you. Like, it's just reinforcing this notion of, well, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough. So Spirit wants you to look past that. Spirit wants you to really focus on breathing, meditating, and taking a moment to just be in the moment. Don't be impatient. Don't try and force your way through. To find your true support, you have to breathe and you have to relax. If you don't, you're never going to get anywhere. I mean, you're always going to have that feeling of neediness. Nothing's ever going to be enough. Okay, so let's look at the last one. This one is advice and encouragement. This is you, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. But this is you working. This is you happy. You are satisfied with the job that you have. You're very thankful of what you're doing. And I mean, look at all of the pinnacles above her head that are in the different moon phases. So it's showing a cycle of continual abundance. I mean, it's beautiful. If you can really work on balance, this feels like you are very much out of balance, and most of us are. Don't feel like I'm just picking on you, Pisces. But I mean, this definitely feels like you're under a lot of stress, but it almost feels like most of it is self-inflicted. You're asking too much of yourself, and when things don't happen, then you inwardly yell at yourself. I mean, you are inwardly telling yourself how worthless you are, how stupid you are. It's just not good. But Spirit says that you are capable of so much more than you're giving yourself credit for. Okay, Pisces, let's do a couple clarifiers. Let's see. I'm going to see about the 7. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just clarify all the ones that I'm going to... Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so let's start here. We have the 7 of Swords clarified with the 10 of Swords, but the 10 of Swords is reversed again with the reversal. So this is you not being able to walk away from your thoughts, from being able to cut those thoughts loose. I mean, this is basically hitting rock bottom. And this almost feels like you are going to have to emotionally hit rock bottom before you can start pulling yourself up and seeing that there is a way out, that there is positivity within your life. One thing I want to say to you is don't get stuck in this mentality of always, almost like the negative thoughts and the negative energy is kind of like a comforting blanket. Don't let it wrap around you and stay. You've really got to work your way through this, because you're so much more. I mean, we all have our negative aspects, right? We all have our negative thoughts, but it's when we get just bogged down in them and immersed in them and never looking at the positive and refilling our cup with positive energy that we get drowned. So be mindful of that, especially in March. It's going to get really low before it goes high again. Okay, so let's look over here. We had the Two of Cups for a major accomplishment in reverse. We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Now, I always think of the Queen of Pentacles as kind of like the major soccer mom, right? So she's the one that takes care of her family. She knows that she can manifest. She can do it all, right? She's very nurturing. Not as nurturing as the Queen of Cups, obviously, and not as fiery as the Queen of Wands, but she's very happy with who she is and where she is in life. But with this being upside down, she's not comfortable where she is. She is extremely imbalanced. She's not capable of letting her children and her loved ones be who they are. This is someone that wants to micromanage them, someone that wants to very much tell their kids where they're going, what they're going to do, what they're going to eat. I mean, just almost to a point of just this controlling, ugh. She can also be really self-absorbed with her being upside down, where it's no longer about her family and her outer world. It's all about her and her inner world. So be mindful of that. Yes, have self-love. Yes, believe in yourself, but don't take it to the far extreme to where it's all about you, because it's not. We all have our walks in life to pursue, and we're all going to have ups and downs. Just remember that, Pisces. So love yourself, but don't make it all about you. Okay, last one. Here we go. We have the Devil clarified by the Knight of Swords in reverse. So the Knight of Swords I always see as the phrase kind of like hit the road, Jack, because he's heading off to get his motorcycle, right? When this is upright, it is very focused. It's just like he's being shot out of a cannon. He's like, I know where I'm going. I got to get there. I should have been there yesterday. With it being upside down, he loses that ability to focus that energy. Instead of it going in one direction, it's going to be flying all over the place. I mean, it's like topsy-turvy. Instead of his thoughts being where they should be, they're everywhere they shouldn't be, right? Spirit wants you to be mindful that when you're saying no to things that feel comfortable and you're working on rebalancing yourself so that you are pushing through these lessons that you're learning, that there's going to be some moments of feeling unfocused, unbalanced, a feeling of unpredictability, right? You're not sure what's going to happen, but you're trying anyway. This definitely feels like energy that's coming in that's going to make you feel extremely uncomfortable. You're going to be off your game. You're no longer going to be able to fall back on old crutches. Okay? So this is going to kind of throw you into a tailspin. You're going to have to work through this. You're going to have to really focus on saying no to those comforting, negative emotions and thoughts that have always seems to crop up with you, and really focus on pushing through them so that you can grow and you can come out on the other side of a happier person. Wow, Pisces. Whew, I'm telling you, man, the energies have been rather heavy. Really, really heavy. So a quick little recap, I would say be mindful of that little nagging doubt that always seems to be whispering in your ear. Focus on what you want to achieve. Focus on building and manifesting the life you truly want. Celebrate yourself. Become comfortable with who you really are, your authentic self. Stop sabotaging yourself and with this feeling of imposter syndrome where you can't do it. You're probably going to hit rock bottom. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And this is going to be a theme, even though this is your theme for the month. This is definitely going to be a feeling that comes up over and over in March. So be aware of that and don't be surprised. Don't turn this idea of love of self into being so self-absorbed nobody wants to be around you. Be open to love. Put up boundaries. Be sure to know what it is that tempts you, that makes you feel comfortable mentally. Those negative thoughts that you feel very comfortable with, and push them away. Okay? Focus on your energy. Focus on the outcome. It's going to feel a little off, but once you do that, you're going to be feeling really, really good. Pisces, I hope you have a wonderful month. I really hope that you got something out of this reading. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ding that bell notification. It lets you know when I upload new videos. Take care, stay well, and I'll see you next time. Bye.